Hello guys and welcome to today's video. Well, today we are going to talk about what exhaust setup that you should run on your car, because I get the question asked quite frequently, what exhaust should I run on my car? And to be honest, there is no straight answer for that, because every car is different. Every car reacts differently to different exhaust setups, and every engine from every car is also different. For example, my car is straight piped, and I still have my catalytic converter, and I really love how it sounds like now. I think it sounds perfect. It sounds like how I want it to be, and it really sounds good. But for example, my other car, my BMW 116i, the older one, only had a muffler delete, and it sounded very close to this one. But when this car only had a muffler delete, it actually didn't sound that great. It sounded still very, very silent, and you couldn't hear it as much as the black one. And it really depends on quite a lot of factors. Well, first of all, it depends on, is your car a petrol or a diesel? Petrol cars tend to sound better, than diesel cars, but still you can make a diesel sound pretty nice. One of the other things that you have to think about is, how big is your engine? Do you have like a 1.6 as I do? Do you have a 3 liter? Do you have a 6 liter, 4 liter, 5 liter? Do you have a really big engine, or do you have a tiny 1 liter? It really depends on it. I have a 1.6, so it's not really a big engine, but it's not the smallest around, but it's a small engine, and it doesn't make that much sound from its own. So that's why I actually completely straight pipe it. But I can imagine if you straight pipe like a car with a 6 or 7 liter V8, you will get deaf. So yeah, that actually also depends on your exhaust sound. Another thing that really you should consider is your car natural aspirated, or does it have a turbo, or does it has a supercharger, because that also affects your sound. Like I said, my previous car was natural aspirated, and with the muffler delete only it sounded very loud, but this car is turbocharged, and with the muffler delete only it was actually not that loud. That's because the turbo takes away a little bit of the exhaust gases, and that also takes away your sound. How a supercharger works exactly, I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to explain something that's not true to not make me look like a fool. So I really don't have a clue how a supercharger affects your exhaust, or if it doesn't, if it does. Because superchargers are not that common here in Europe. Most of those cars are turbocharged. And then what also is a big factor is, who is the manufacturer of your engine, because not all engines react the same. You can both have a 4-cylinder 2.0 turbocharged engine and still sound very, very different. So that's also really not a factor that you should consider, who produced my engine. And one of the other things that you should really think about, how well is my car isolated? This car is isolated pretty well, and to be honest, when I'm driving with my windows up and just cruising in 6th gear, I can tell it's straight pipe. My previous car wasn't that isolated as well, and with the muffler delete only I could tell at any time that it had a muffler delete, because I had some drone and vibrations. On this car I have almost zero. So it really depends, because a friend of mine who owns a Golf 7 also straight piped his car, and he has a 1.4, and it sounds amazing, it's very loud, but he has a lot of vibration and drone, and it's just undrivable. I don't understand how he can daily drive that, because it's just unbearable. This car doesn't has that at all. So it really depends on what car do you have. So, and then we talk about the different exhaust setups that you can have. You can just do a downpipe on original exhaust. You can do a muffler delete, or a resonator delete, or a straight pipe with downpipe, which is going to be stupidly loud. you have really quite a lot of setups, catbacks. It's just so much setups that you have for each car. It's just I can't explain them all because otherwise this video will be more than 1 hour long, and I don't know everything about all the exhaust setups. And you also have different brands, so it's really there is so much that you can do with the same car. You can take so many different routes that there is no straight answer. And one of the biggest and most important things is your personal taste. What sound do you like? Because I think this sounds gorgeous. I'll show you what I mean. But you may think, and that's your opinion, that this sounds like rap. And that's your opinion. And if you think that you have this car and this sounds like rap, then you shouldn't straight pipe it like I did. Maybe you can just put a downpipe in the car and take a Bustook catback exhaust. Maybe that sounds completely different. Or you do a downpipe and a resonator delete, keep the original muffler, only your muffler delete or downpipe, or just a muffler delete or a resonator delete only. So you have so many different options which give so many different sounds from the same car. So the only answer that I can give you is do research for your own car, for your engine. Try to find video clips and keep in mind a video on a phone doesn't sound the same at all as in real life. Try to find people who have the same car as you with a special exhaust. Try to hear that car in person. Ask them if they want to take you on a drive, so you can hear it. Go stand behind the car, let them hit the throttle a few times, so you can really hear the car in person. And I know it's not always a possibility, because for my taste, I was lucky because I wasn't going to straight pipe the car, but then I heard it in real life from someone else who had exactly the same engine, and I just fell in love. And that's the reason I also did the straight pipe on mine. But if I didn't find that person, because I actually wasn't a big fan of it on video, because if I didn't find that person, I wouldn't have done it. So the biggest thing that I can tell you is try to find someone with the same car, do some research, and find out. Maybe you do a muffler delete and you're like, no, this is too loud, then you can put a muffler from another brand. If you're like, this is perfect, then okay, you're fine. You can do a muffler delete and think like, this is still too quiet, like I was. Do a resonator delete and then maybe, okay, you're fine. And if you're totally crazy, then you can also put a downpipe on it, and then you will have an extremely loud car. So experiment, do some research, ask people who have the same car if you can hear it in real life, and those are actually the best things that I can say to you. It's the best advice I can tell you, because there is no straight answer. Because a good example is, I think this car sounds very good straight piped, and then I had a look at the 1M40i, which I heard straight piped with the B85 engine. And to be honest, I didn't like the sound at all. It sounded very weird, and I think it sounded terrible. But then I actually also heard a straight piped 1M35i with the N55 engine, and that sounded gorgeous. They're both turbocharged 16-line engine, yet they sound totally different. So there is no straight answer for this question. Do some research, try to find for yourself what do you like the most, and try to find something that you really like. So that's the only advice I can give you guys. If you like the video, you can always leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.